Yes, so here we are back, and this time we are going to wrap up what we have done, basically by invoking what we have done on the backend from the API level. So this way you're going to check if everything is working properly or a connection with the OpenAI API. So the first thing you're going to do is basically now I'm going to open here the predict on the API side of things. I'm gonna change this endpoint to, let's call chat LLM, and we are gonna basically import that factory that we have created. So LLM service factory, and they're gonna have LLM service, and now we're gonna call it here. You're gonna say infer, and you're gonna pass hello chat GPT. How are you? I'll infer we don't have this method yet. I'm gonna do that to the infer, and I'm gonna pass a text to be a stir, and it's gonna be just that. And I'm gonna say LM predict text. Our text here will be, it's not text, it's gonna be a list of rows. So we're gonna be the system, and the system we're gonna just say you are helpful assistant, and then you're gonna pass our user role with the text that was given. What's happening here on the predict? So let's, okay, the name in Python used to be, change the name. And so here why it's complaining on reserve attribute predict for class, we're gonna say infer predict predict, and I'm gonna add this method to our class, which would be basically we would have to implement this should raise not implemented, and the same we should add get embedded, which will be raise not implemented, because this is our interface and we implement it in here. So we're going to predict would be called by this infer on the service, and this infer would be called from our predict. And let's see what it's going to return here. Response, and I'm going to return the responses. I think that's it. Let's now check if we can fire that from here at LLM. They're gonna just try it out and invoke it, and then you have the response that is coming from OpenAI. So yeah, it's worked. We send the hi, how are you, and the assistant, which is basically the API, is returned with hello. I am a AI language model, so I don't have feeling, but I'm here to help you. How can I assist you today? So it's basically working the infer or the predict endpoint. Let's check the other endpoint would be LLM service get create embedding, I think. Create embedding are you. So basically we need to create this method. We're gonna be a text, and here we're gonna be return create embeddings, and we're gonna pass the text. And this input should be a string. Is that a string or array of string? Oh, it's a string. See if it works. Hello, how are you? Let's see response. Turn off this one to not Lisp anymore. Let's try fire it up again. And now we get the internal server error. So it didn't work. I think it is because here we need to return a dictionary as we are describing here, response model. Let's just copy this text And response. Try it again. Yes. So now it's working. So for this method, that is the, let's say, embedding data that represent this text. And with this, we would be able to store this embedding to our vector database and later do some semantic searching. So this basically wrap up our OpenAI API integration, right? Let's just do a very quick recap. So we have created a LLM domain, which will be having integration to a API client, right? And we'll put that behind a service, which we'll have created here. And with this, we were able to swap between different LLM providers without affecting the rest of the system. Then we created the OpenAPI client with our key and with using our GPT-3 model for our tests. And then later we invoke that from our API. And with this, we are ready to go to the next step, which will be to invoke this API or this new LLM service to generate a embedding from our data, right? So basically we are here now, we're gonna read our document with our contexts or with our docs with information in how to display the UI to the user. And you're gonna get these documents, basically vectorize it by calling the ChatGPT, and later we are gonna store it on the vector database. So that will be what is coming next, and see you in the next lecture.